Hello everybody, happy 4th of July. So I'm just going to get started in this thing. I'm going to try to get something out in an hour or two before we go do our family thing. But again, happy 4th of July to everybody. And this is what Jimmy Dyson does in his spare time. He looks at the camera and talks. And, my kids are probably just rolling their eyes right now. Anyway, happy 4th. Facebook, social media is really where it's going. And so we're going to try to put Facebook and YouTube together to make this work. I'll have the camera set up and we'll do the wall of fame. There are all district wall. A kind of funny story there is when Shelby Raleigh came in a couple of weeks ago, I talked about pulling that wall down, and Shelby's going, no, don't pull the wall down. Don't take it, don't change it out. Well, she had an interview with the SOB that day, just couldn't tell me. I kept thinking, why is she doing that? So it might be kind of fun to start a new tradition. The signing's a great tradition. We'll talk about that in one of our tapes. But maybe you have a tradition of Players of the Year. We'll go on there, next to their picture on the wall. Down the park and did some throwing just to let you guys see how we do stuff to develop arm speed and develop throw the ball harder. And the girl that gained 10 miles an hour in 1 year on June 16th, 2011, she was throwing 43 to 45 miles an hour average, 47 tops miles per hour. On June 11, 2012, she was throwing 53 to 55 with the 57 tops. And how I know the dates is because we video recorded on our Right View Pro. And I looked over and I said, she's throwing 10 miles an hour faster now. And how she did it, she worked out with Phil. But she did a lot of long catch, a lot of screen work, throwing hard. Technically, she had a couple flaws in her mechanics we fixed, they fixed, and then she just pitched. I'm not a big drill guy. I think too many people drill people to death. I think you just have to go throw the ball. You have to be a hard worker. You have to throw the ball. Playing other sports is another great way to stay in shape, because that's CrossFit before everybody talked about CrossFit. So if you're playing basketball, you're down in this position here. You're guarding basketball. Volleyball, of course, you're jumping, which is great for legs. All that CrossFit stuff a lot of our students are doing, or were doing in the old days. They can't do it now because softball's just changed so much. It's an 11, 12-month year season. It never stops. That's some of the stuff we're going to address too, is staying injury-free, because too many people are getting hurt. They never get to shut down. So how do we protect them? We're going to cover things on this video, our DVD on velocity training. Show you that long catch works. You could walk into that hill. I'd get close to the hill and I'd throw the ball hard into the hill, developing explosions. So long catch stretches you out. Then you throw into the hill or throw into a screen, it gets exploding movements. Okay? The whole time you work on your feet, your lower body, down in here. What a lot of people don't understand is your technique creates speed too. So if you get your body in good position and line up your knee and your shoulders, and it's coming through at the same time at the release and fast enough, and you're staying upright, you can create speed. I pitched, we'd show up to the ballpark, and a lot of times we'd be there early enough, our catchers be showing up, so we'd get there 10 or 15 minutes early. We'd stretch out. We'd use bungee cords, kind of how we stretched out back then. Similar to this, except we use surgical tubing. And we'd get out there and hook it onto a fence. The back of this would have a latch. Hook it onto a fence. And we'd do stuff like stretch outs, stretching yourself out, and that type of stuff. Stretching out, it's important for a pitcher to stretch out. We might sit there and do something like this type of thing, stretching out, getting your arms stretched out, your shoulders, your hands, forearms, and all that. And we would use surgical tubing back in the 80s. I got some VHS tapes of us doing that. And it kind of proves this stuff works. So I know surgical tubing works. We can stretch out or warm up, whatever you want to call it, with your arms and your legs. And of course you run. I like to warm up running. I think it's very important to run, get your stomach warmed up. You don't do that in about 10 or 12 minutes. And one thing about running too is, like back here, we have that hill there. When I was trying to make my comeback, or kind of come back and pitch for Colfax up in August of this year, before I hurt my hip, I was coming down here in January, February, and March, and a couple days a week, and I was running backwards up that hill. Of course, I'd sprint forwards up the hill, and I would do a long catch, take the ball, and actually, this is all you need. A bucket of balls, a hill, or a backstop, or something. You can get a good workout in. And I take the softball, your softballs, and you don't need a catcher. You sit there and just warm up. Throw the ball up on the hill. Wherever you're at, warm up. You might throw like 2 buckets or 3 buckets of those. Get stretched out and warmed up. And one of the great ways of developing spin and stuff on your wrist would be throwing a drop ball, which is what I would be throwing anyway. I'd be throwing drop balls, getting that down rotation going up the hill. If you want to develop a rise ball, kind of same concept. I'm going to try to stay away from the screen so you can just see the ball flight. Maybe I get to turn and move up. I don't think you can see it on the film, and I'm not strong enough right now and I'm not warmed up, but the ball going away from you should go like this, up, and it'll drop down. Catchers, I mean, that's what you're looking for, the ball to go up and it'll drop down for a rise ball. That's one way of developing spins, to get the ball to go up. You know, get in this position here and snapping it up.